Hey, SPC-205, Vic McInnes, your instructor, coming to you from my alternate COVID-19 compound. You can tell it's not my usual work areas because there's art, okay? Hey, listen, been getting a lot of questions over the last couple of days about outlining. You're going to have an outline due next week. A lot of people, kind of worried about it. It's not a big deal. We're about to walk through it, and I will tell you exactly how to do an outline. Outlines are very important because, as I said during the lecture, as we walk through this process with, picking your general topic, assessing the audience, the speaker, the occasion, and all of that stuff, you're now in the next step. We're going to talk about evidence this week, and we're going to talk about, we've already talked about organization. We're going to talk about how you put the nuts and bolts thing together. Remember, just like in English 101, you've got your introduction, you've got your body and your conclusion. Well, in public speaking, you've got your introduction, which has 4 key parts. You have your main points, then you have your conclusion, which has 3 key parts. And let me walk through those again. I got an example of what an outline should look like. Now, remember, the reason we do outlines is so that you can visualize your speech, okay? And again, I'm going to say that over and over again. The point of doing an outline, it allows you to visualize your speech. As you look at my outline here for my speech on the Star Spangled Banner, which I will be posting a link to later on this week, you can see that if you glance at my outline, it just runs right through it, okay? The whole speech is right there, and I could just glance at it very quickly, okay? So let's start walking through the various assorted parts of the outline and the structure that you'll see here. Okay. First of all, the outline is done like you did in English with Roman numerals, letters, and then Arabic numerals. Okay. Roman numeral number 1, I am perfectly okay if you put introduction. That's fine. 1A is always going to be your attention device, because remember, you never, ever, ever start a speech with, hey, how are you? Hello, good morning, any of that. Okay, and in this class, we do not use questions for attention devices. Okay, I did that once. I don't know if I've relayed this story in the other one, but I did that once, and I got 27 people going like, hey, have you ever thought about economics? Hey, have you ever thought about, and it just got repetitive. So I'm going to challenge you to do something better. Come up with a startling statement. Come up with a joke. Come up with a real good statistic, a good quote that's delivered dramatically. But remember, that attention device is supposed to grab people's attention and force them to listen to you. Okay? And that is always, always, everything else in the speech is up for a negotiation. That attention device is the number one thing. So you start off with there you see right there, attention device. Next thing you see is my credentials. Okay? Then a statement of purpose, which I have written out word for word just to make sure I get it right. And that is about the only thing in an outline you're going to want to write word for word. Okay, then I got my preview of my main points. And I don't just listen. If I get an outline that says D, preview, you know what I'm going to get in the speech almost every single time? Preview. And then you skip it. I just wrote my credentials there because I've done this a lot. But if you're not sure you're absolutely going to hit those credentials, you need to make sure you say, write them out. Okay? So the 4 absolute things you have to have in an introduction is right off the bat an attention device, and then in whatever order you want to put them, your credentials, your statement of purpose, and your preview of your main points. Now, I am going to make a recommendation to you. Put your statement of purpose, put your credentials between your statement of purpose and your preview. It's not done on this one because, like I said, I've done it before to make it easier for you. I would switch B and C around, so you could say, in my attention device, you're going to say, I don't like singing the national anthem. I really don't. I do not like this song. I'm a patriotic American. I've spent 30 years working for the Department of Defense. I'm an Army veteran. I've deployed overseas multiple times with the Department of Defense to defend our country. I just don't like the song. Now, today I'm going to be talking to you about the Star Spangled Banner and its history. I'm going to cover 3 main points. I'm going to talk about the Battle of Baltimore. I'm going to talk about the music itself. And then we're going to talk about how it became the official national anthem of the United States. Now, you see how all that flowed together. What you could also do is say, and what I would recommend you do is say, Yeah, I don't like singing the national anthem. I mean, I'm a patriotic American. I just don't like singing the national anthem. It's got that note that I can't hit. And today I'm going to talk to you about the national anthem and its history. I qualified to speak about this because I've done a lot of research on our national anthem, and I worked for the Department of Defense for 30 years where patriotic symbols were very important to us. Today I'm going to talk about three main topics. I'm going to talk about the Battle of Baltimore, I'm going to talk about the music, and then I'm going to talk about how it became our official national anthem. Okay, a couple of things there. You noticed I didn't give a lot of details in the preview of your main in your statement of purpose, because here's the big problem a lot of people have in their introductions, besides getting up and still saying hello, how you doing. They combine their, today I'm going to talk to you about the national anthem and its history and its, and then they go into too much detail. Okay, Roman numeral 2 is my first main point. Okay, you can see I have highlighted my evidence in red so that I can just glance through the speech and see where my evidence is. Now, if you want to highlight it by making it bold, by underlining it, by making it, please don't make it green. Don't make it blue because blue doesn't stand out. But I need to be able to, when I'm scanning your outline, to very quickly and easily see where your evidence is. So you have to highlight it in some way. Remember, for these speeches, you need 3 pieces of evidence. And we're going to go over evidence. The lecture on evidence is coming very soon. You need 3 pieces of evidence. Okay? So you can see I've got Roman numeral 1. I've got A, talking about, quoting the retired Sergeant Major of the Army. He's a credible source on this. Then I give some more details, with subpoint 1, subpoint 2. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. That was not what I wanted to click. There we go. Now I got to move it back over. All right, we're going with what it gets right here. I love it when this happens. Where's my bar? There it is. Okay, all right. Okay. Roman numeral 2 is my second main point. That should be, Roman numeral 3 is my second main point. Again, you'll see I have 2 pieces of evidence there. Okay. Okay, and again, you'll see the subpoint development. Subpoint development is very important because a lot of times people will go, now we're going to talk about the music, and then they just ramble for a minute and a half. Then they go, now we're going to talk about, okay, there's my third subpoint with my evidence from Smithsonian Magazine. Okay. Between each of these, I'm going to set it up by going, and you'll see it in this speech that when I post the link, you'll see me go. The first thing we want to talk about is the Battle of Baltimore. The second thing we want to talk about is the music that goes with the national anthem. And then my final main point is, how did it become official? Remember, we organize and we transition, and we use those big points, and we flag when we're transitioning between main points. Because you can't reread a speech. You get what you get, and you want to give your listeners those flag posts, those mental highlights to say, hey, listen, moving to a new topic now. Now, how many main points do you need? You need enough, but not too many. Okay, I've had speeches submitted. I had one time submitted with 16 main points. That was too many. I get a lot submitted with 1 main point. That's not enough. You're probably going to get 2 to 4 here. 3 is a good number. Okay? And no, I'm not going to tell you have to have 3. I'm not going to tell you have to have 2. You need more than 1, so you got to have at least 2. But 3 to 4 is a pretty good number. If you get to 5, I'm going to have to really look closely at your outline. Then you're going to go to the conclusion. Now, this only shows I have updated the criteria, and we'll talk about that when we go over the rubric. Conclusions now have 3 parts. A review of your main points, a restatement of your purpose, and you're also going to have a closing statement, okay? Just sort of summing up everything, and if it's nothing more than, so now you know more about the national anthem of the United States. Pause, 2, 3, then stop, okay? Finish your speech. Take a couple of breaths. Turn the camera off, okay? Don't rush it, okay? And again, you'll see how this works when when I post the speech. Now, the second reason we do outlines is so we can create note cards. Okay? So you can see here, these are my note cards. Now, I do it to where I take card 1, card 2. Okay? I write 1, 2, then flip them over, as you'll see here. 3 and 4, and I number them. It's very important to number them because at some point in time in your life, you see you don't see what I'm pointing to, but you can see the numbers over there. At some point in time in your life, you're going to drop your note cards. Okay, it happens. It's happened to me more than I care to count. If you've got them numbered, you go bam. So when you have them 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I. New Georgian actor. Okay. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, I can take my cards. I finish with 1. I flip to 2. Okay, I finish with 2. I just flip them both over. I do 3, and then I go to 4. You can see everything here on these cards. Okay, that you need. It's real simple. All right, everything, and I've highlighted what things I have to hit. Okay. And these note cards, maybe you want to understand everything that's on them. I get that. These are my note cards. These are not your note cards. These note cards, by the way, were 3x5s. And I got the entire speech on here. And these are the ones you will actually see me using when I post the video of the speech. Okay? All right, and you can see that I've got all the highlights. I use multiple colors. I would not use more than 3 colors because on these small note cards, if you have too many colors, it's a self-defeating. It defeats the purpose. Okay? That's another talk on outlining. It's real quick. I am going to post this. This will be, when this goes up, this outline and these note cards will be in the document section, so you'll be able to look at it. Again, as always, shoot me any emails you have for any questions. I am still trying, I am, as I said, out of town this week for a family issue. I am still keeping track of my emails, though, at least trying to. So if you have any questions, send me an email. I will be posting more lectures and an informative speech for you guys to watch this week. All right, stay safe, take care, and stay in touch.